Hello, my dear students, and welcome to Zenith Academy Online. My name is Shagufta Jaipuri, and we are on part 4 of the chapter Chemical Calculations for GCSE Chemistry Year 11. And in this part, we'll be talking about the yield of a chemical reaction. Now, in this module, we'll learn what is meant by yield of a chemical reaction, what factors affect the yield, how to calculate the theoretical yield of a reaction. I'll tell you when we go ahead what is the difference between theoretical yield and actual yield, and how to calculate the percentage yield of a chemical reaction. So students, what do you mean by the term yield? So yield is the mass of the product that a chemical reaction produces. For example, you have a reactant A which reacts with 2 moles or 2 molecules of B to form C. So the mass of C, the mass of the product that is obtained is called yield. So yield is how much product is obtained. So now what is theoretical yield? So in theory, when we calculate according to the balanced chemical reaction that how much mass of the product should be formed is theoretical yield. So theoretical yield is the maximum possible mass of a product that can be made in a chemical reaction. So if I say A plus B is giving me C, so the mass in grams of C is the yield. So suppose A is 10 gram, okay, B is say 20 gram, then the maximum mass that I should get for my product should be 30 grams. According to the law of conservation of mass, the sum of the masses of the reactant should be equal to the sum of the masses of the product. So this maximum mass that can be obtained, so maximum possible mass of the product that can be made in a chemical reaction is known as theoretical yield. But children, you should remember that this is just a theoretical concept. In practice, when we do a chemical reaction in a lab or maybe in an industry, there is always a loss in mass. So it is not that the whole product, the whole mass is getting converted 100% into this. There can be some losses. We'll study about what factors lead to the change in the yield in our coming slides. So you should just remember that theoretical yield is the maximum possible mass of the product that can be formed according to theory. And we assume that we are getting 100% yield. At that time, the yield that is calculated is theoretical yield. Now let's see how to calculate theoretical yield. Now suppose the question is 10 grams of hydrogen gas. Okay, now this hydrogen gas is 10 grams, is burned in the presence of excess oxygen gas to produce water. How much water is produced? So you know that this is in excess, so hydrogen is a limiting reagent. So for finding the theoretical yield, first step that we will follow is we will balance the reaction. So just have a look here at this reaction. This is H2 plus O2 giving you H2O. Now if you see on the reactant sides, how many hydrogen are there? 2. On the product side also there are 2, but here the oxygen is 2 and here there is only 1 atom of oxygen. So if I add a 2 here, oxygen is balanced, but now to balance the hydrogen I have to put here 2. Okay. So we have followed the first step of balancing the reaction. The second step is determine the mole ratios between the reactants and the product. Now between these two reactants, I will select this reactant because this is the limiting reactant as this was in excess. So here this is very clear that 2 moles of H2 is there, which is forming 2 moles of water, right? So we have found the mole ratio, which is 2:2, right? That 2 moles of hydrogen is producing 2 moles of water. Now step 3, calculate the theoretical yield of the reaction. How to calculate? By using molar mass of the product to convert moles product to grams of the product. Now we know that 1 mole of hydrogen, okay, has a mass of how much? Has a relative molecular mass of 2. Okay, one hydrogen atom has a relative atomic mass 1, so the relative molecular mass of hydrogen is 2, and since there are 2 moles, so we'll do 2 into 2, which is 4. Okay, so we know 4 grams of hydrogen will produce how much? Now water. What is the relative molecular mass of water? H2. So this is 2 plus oxygen is 16. Okay. Now since it is 2 moles, so I'll multiply it with 2. So 16 plus 2 is 18. 18 into 2 is 36. So now we know that 4 grams of hydrogen produce how much grams of water? 36. Now in the question, how many grams of hydrogen are given? 10 grams. So therefore 10 grams of hydrogen will produce how much? 36 upon 4 into 10. Okay, this we have followed the unitary method to do this. So 4 9s are 36, 9 into 10 is 90 grams. So 90 grams is our theoretical yield, means we are getting 90 grams of water. Okay. So 10 grams of hydrogen gas are burned in the presence of excess oxygen gas to produce 90 grams of water. So the theoretical yield is 90 grams. So this we got by the balanced chemical reaction and the knowledge of number of moles and the relative molecular mass or relative atomic mass. Now let us understand what is actual yield. So in practical cases, in practice, we do not get the 100% yield. Okay, there is always some loss in masses. Okay, so what is actual yield? The measured amount of product that is made from a given amount of reactant is the actual yield. So right now when we calculated in the previous sums, we got 90 grams according to theory. But actually when we perform the experiment, we do not get full 90. Okay, we might get close to 90 but not 90. So actually when we measure the amount that we are getting in the experiment, that is your actual yield. Now what is percentage yield? Percentage yield show how much desired product is obtained compared to the amount of the starting material. Okay, how much we are getting. So it is a measure of chemical reactions efficiency, that how efficient your chemical reaction is, whether most of the reactant is getting converted into product or not. So if we assume that 100% it is getting converted, okay, so we will get our percentage yield as 100%. Okay, but if only 50% of the reactants are getting converted to product, okay, the masses, then we say it is 50%. So if the percentage is high, it means the chemical reaction is very efficient. So the percentage yield, this is the formula how we find out percentage yield. Percentage yield is the actual yield divided by the theoretical yield and multiplied by 100. So percentage yield is actual yield, what we get by measuring, and this is theoretical yield, what we get by calculating into 100. Now let us see what are the factors that affect the percentage yield. I told you that the whole of the mass of the reactant do not get converted into the mass of product. So why it happens? There can be many reasons. The first reason is the reaction not going to completion because the reaction is reversible. So if there is a reaction like this, A plus B getting converted to C. Okay. And if this is a reversible reaction, you can check whether it is reversible or not by seeing this arrow. Okay, so if A plus B is reacting to form C, it is shown by this arrow, and if C is getting back to A and B, if C is again decomposing to form A and B back, then this is shown by this arrow. So a double-sided arrow like this shows that this is a reversible reaction. So whenever we are doing a reversible reaction, then the products that are formed again changes back to the reactants. Okay. So that is why 100% product is not obtained. Second reason can be the reactants may not be pure. So when A and B is reacting to form C, suppose there is calcium carbonate which is decomposing
to calcium oxide and carbon
so
dioxide.
if there is some impurity in calcium carbonate, okay, there is some metals or maybe some sand particles into it, then the weight of calcium carbonate is more, but when it gets converted into calcium oxide and CO2, weight will be less. So if the reactants are not pure, then also the weight of the product, that is the mass of the product, is less. Then some of the product may be lost in handling or lost in the apparatus. So many a times the product sticks to the apparatus, or when we are transferring it to another beaker or another vessel, at that time also it is lost. Now some of the product may be lost when it is separated from the reaction mixture by filtering. So when we are doing the reaction and we obtain a product, now that product has to be filtered out to separate it from the reactants. Okay. So at that time also there may be loss in product. Then some of the reactants may react in ways different to the expected reaction. We expect A and B to form C, but it might happen that it forms some amount of D. So it can change the path of reaction and it can form unwanted products by reacting in an alternative ways. So now let us see how to calculate percentage yield. So percentage yield, I told you, is actual yield upon theoretical yield into 100. So let's see here an example. Now copper oxide reacts with sulfuric acid. So first I'll write the reaction. Copper oxide reacts with sulfuric acid to make copper sulfate and water. To make copper sulfate and water. In an experiment, 1.6 gram of dry copper sulfate crystals are made. So when you are doing the experiment, you are getting 1.6 gram of copper sulfate. So this is the yield. So this is what? Actual yield, because you are getting it in an experiment. So your actual yield is 1.6 gram. Okay. Now if the theoretical yield is 2 grams, okay, they have given the theoretical yield. Calculate the percentage yield of copper sulfate. Now you know percentage yield is actual yield upon theoretical yield. So actual yield here is 1.6 and theoretical yield is 2.0. Then you multiply it with 100. So this comes out to be 80%. Now let's see another example. In an experiment, the theoretical yield is 3.2 grams. So they have given you the theoretical yield, but the actual yield is only 2.4 gram. Calculate the percentage yield. This is very easy. Percentage yield is actual yield upon theoretical yield into 100. So actually you have got only 2.4, but theoretical was 3.2. So when you multiply it with 100, you get 75%. Now let us see this question. Ammonia gas is made by heating the gases nitrogen and hydrogen under pressure in the presence of ion catalyst. So if 7 grams of nitrogen is reacted with excess hydrogen and 1.8 gram of ammonia is collected, what is the percentage yield? Now here they have not given you theoretical yield. So first we have to calculate theoretical yield and then we will find the percentage yield. So let us first write the equation. Okay. Ammonia gas is made by heating gases nitrogen and hydrogen. So first we will take nitrogen, then we will take hydrogen and form ammonia gas by heating and in presence of ion catalyst. Okay. Now the first step is to balance the reaction. So if there are 2 nitrogen here, 2, hydrogen is 6, so 3. So now it is balanced. Now we have to see the mole ratio. Now you can see here 7 gram of nitrogen is reacted with excess hydrogen. So this is in excess. So which is the limiting reagent now? This. So we will consider only this. So What is the mole ratio? Now this is 1 mole and this is 2 mole. So the ratio is 1:2. We will find the relative atomic mass of N2. Now nitrogen is 14. So N2 will be 28 grams. And if we find the relative molecular mass of ammonia, it will be 2 into, now nitrogen is 14 and hydrogen is 3. Okay. So this is 34 grams. So 28 grams of nitrogen is forming 34 grams of nitrogen. Now they have used 7 grams. So if 28 gram is forming 34 grams, therefore 7 gram will form how much? 7 gram will form 34 upon 28 into 7. Right? 7 1s are 7, 7 4s are 28. So this is 8.5 grams. So now your 8.5 grams is the theoretical yield. Now we want to find percentage yield. So what is percentage yield? Percentage yield is actual yield upon theoretical yield into 100. So what is the actual yield? They've given that this is reacted with excess hydrogen and 1.8 gram of ammonia is collected. So how much ammonia is collected? 1.8. So this is the actual yield. And what is the theoretical yield? 8.5. Now we'll multiply it with 100. It forms 0.211 into 100. So it is 21.2%. So this is your percentage yield. I will revise this. First we wrote the equation, then we balanced the equation, then we found the ratio that it was 1:2. Then for 1 mole we found out the relative molecular mass, that was 28. For 2 moles of ammonia we found the relative molecular mass, which was 34. Now in question it was given that this is 7 grams. So what it will be? You can do it by using your knowledge of ratio and proportion or by unitary method and find out this. This, that is your 8.5 gram, was your theoretical yield because you have calculated it. But actually when the reaction was performed, you got 1.8 gram. So 1.8 gram is your actual yield. So percentage yield is actual yield upon theoretical yield into 100. So actual yield was in the question, theoretical you calculated and you did into 100 to get your answer as 21.2%. So this is how you calculate theoretical yield and percentage yield. I hope this video was very clear and you understood all the concept very well. If you have not understood any concept, please go back to the video and watch it 2 to 3 times to understand it very clearly. If you have liked the video, give it a thumbs up and write in comment box. Also, if you have liked it, please share it with all your friends and keep the learning on. Thank you and have a nice day.